Well, there it is. Some said it couldn't be done, but I'm here to prove them wrong. So recently I put out a video, will we unban Stylo versus 5 normal computers? People said it was unreasonably unfair, that he couldn't possibly do this. As people saying 5 CPUs in 1 hour is a bit much, honestly, especially for a non-melee player. Why was he against 5 computers on a non-exploitable map anyway? I've never seen you winning against it. So there's a few comments around this. And Stylo saying very easy, but of course I got to put him in his place. You're just bad. So yeah, I'm here to look at this and do this for myself. I said maybe I'll do it tomorrow just to shut you up, you little backseat gamer. So that's what I'm here to do. Someone's car alarm is going off in the background, so that's not going to get fixed for the next 5 minutes. I love these distractions when I'm going to take on a challenge. Can you hear it? Ah, good. They fixed it. Right. That's sorted. So basically, these are the conditions you're going to see right here. Scorched Basin. Your time starts now. Defeat 5 normal computers within the hour on a pretty small map. It's old school. And Stylo's playing as Orc. So we've got it over here. Me as Orc versus 5 normal computers, all on the same team, random. And we start with a random hero. I said to Stylo, is he okay depending on what hero I get? Or do I need to restart it so I get a Farseer as well? He said it's perfectly fine, whatever hero I end up getting. So we're going to let random decide what the hero is, but otherwise it will be an hour. So I'm going to start and we'll get going. Start the timer. And away we go. Ah, it is Farseer. Oh, it's actually the same position as well, which is funny. So just pausing it quickly just to move something out of the way, because otherwise it sits in my screen, taking up space. So we're coming up here, harass this fellow Orc player. Obviously, I can't determine what my opponents are going to be. But we can certainly take advantage of denying that burrow for the longest time. This will certainly drag him out until the point where he's got no resources spare. So the time is working, good. I can double check on that. Make sure that's all on board. Finish this bad boy off. May as well take his expansion actually. I was going to go creep my own expansion, but I think we can just take his. So it's very important to have the spare wolf to keep attacking the burrow, so the computer keeps cancelling it. So don't get too distracted trying to kill the enemy hero. 1 hero plus your wolf should be enough to deal with him, even if it's just a Tauren Chieftain. He's a big tanky dude, but he's not strong enough to face up against a Farseer. Could go with Fast Sight, just so I can see what the opponents are doing. Keep an eye on them. This might slow me too much though, trying to take this expansion. So I better get some units. Because there's no easy spot with which I can place the town hall just yet. We'll try to get a tech as well, but may as well get plenty of peasants for lumber, so we don't suffer on that front. So I'll probably go with headhunters. Witch doctors will be really good for like the late game when I'm fighting against computers to give myself regeneration for health. triple hero, of course, naturally. Pillage, obviously you could do pillage, the grunts, raiders. Raiders would be good for bringing down buildings, but I want to go with a more concentrated army for actually winning fights first. So I need to be in a position where I'm always winning against the computer. Then it's going to be more comfortable for me to essentially start to mix and match my units. So I'm going to tech very shortly. We should have enough peons and lumber. Okay, pull these back. Headhunter away. Go for another burrow. But we've got 8 or something like that. Quite a lot. 9, I think, even. Cheeky peons. So we get an idea of what the computer's up to. This one's actually taken. Didn't it take like 6 years? Wow. I thought this might happen. Undead are notoriously good. I gotta concentrate a bit here, but basically Stylo was mega lucky because he didn't get like touched for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes plus. However, of course, that's not going to be the same for me.
My eyes are open. Watch out. What do you want?
Boop.
Seeing is believing. Destiny. We're under attack. Of course.
Distract the computer, making him fight something he doesn't necessarily want to fight.
I see. Look out. It is. You want me to do? My eyes are open.
Should still be able to get away with that expansion, hopefully. I don't know what the hotspots are to creep on this map, so we'll just carry on. Oh, that's quite tough, that is. Not even sure if I should be pulling that. If I do it from max range, I might be able to whittle down the mobs, but that's pretty tough for an orange spot. But max range makes this easier, of course. Very tough. Here's orange, ready to creep jack. Nothing suspicious about that whatsoever. It's just like playing 4 versus 4 RT back in the old days.
My eyes are open. Why? My eyes are open. We need more gold. I see. Who you want to kill? My counsel. What you want to do? Why? What you want to do? Who you want to kill? Attack! Why? Yes. What you want to do? Who you want to kill?
That's what you get, you little bast.
Watch out. What do you want? My eyes are open. Why? What you want me to do? My eyes are open. Watch out. What you want me to go? You want me to do? My eyes are open. What you want me to do? Do you need my counsel? What is believing? Yes. Can't build there. Do you need my counsel? What you want me to go? What you want me to do? Is believing. We're complete.
Didn't actually build an altar, did I? Gonna need that.
Destiny away. My eyes are open. What you want me to go? Do you need my counsel? Why? Seeing.
Excuse me. Pull back when you're ready.
Why?
Get a nice arc. Torrens would actually be pretty good, to be fair.
My eyes eyes are open. Destiny awaits. Who you want me to do? Do you need my counsel? My eyes are open. Do you need my counsel?
I want to get a tech going.
Work complete. Watch out. We're under attack. Yeah. Do you need my counsel? What you want me to do? My eyes are who you want me to kill. Seeing is believing. Desperate.
That is 5, isn't it? Yeah.
What you want me to go? Who you want me to kill? My eyes. What you want me to do? What you want me to do? What you want me to go? Who you want me to kill? Destiny. Work complete. What you want me to go? What you want me to do? Work complete. Who you want me to kill? Do you need what you want me to do? What you want me to do? We're under attack. Research. Watch out.
It's a little bit much, to be honest.
Inventory is full. Destiny awaits. Of course. It is certain. It is certain. Destiny awaits. Ask of me. Do you need my counsel? Work complete. My eyes are open. Who you want me to kill? Your command. What? Destiny awaits. We need more gold. My eyes are open. Do you need my counsel? Who you want me to kill? Seeing is believing. I see. What you want me to do? Destiny awaits. What you want me to do? Just what's ready to work. My eyes are open. What? What you want me to do? What you want me to do? What you want me to do?
Really? Need a boost of speed or something?
My eyes are open. I see. We want something. We're under attack. Be happy to need my counsel. For the time. What you want to go? My eyes are open. We want to kill them. Watch out. Research complete. Of course.
Bit unlucky getting so many undeads to fight against, because undeads are notoriously hard to deal with. Probably the hardest.
Where you want me to go? Seeing is believing. What you want? Where you want me to go? Ready to work.
I need to lose 1 unit.
What are you doing in my spam?
Thank you.
Someone calling it up. Who you want to kill? Ready to work.
This is where chain lightning will come in handy, really. To sort of burst down units a bit more easily. Let's do that.
It is certain. Work complete. You're sick, mate. You want me to go? Who you want me to kill? We're under attack. Something to do. My eyes are open. Destiny. Very good choice, man. My eyes are ready to work. Do you need my counsel? Watch out. What to see so directly as is believing. Use my head as someone to believe. We are enemies behind Destiny away. Who be my next victim? My eyes are who be my next victim? I use my counsel. Tell me, I serve. What will I do? Right away. Do you need my counsel? My eyes are open. I see. We are enemies. My eyes are open. What do you need my counsel? Tell me, I serve. Who you want me to kill? You want me to We're under attack! You seek me help? Of course.
They normally play Orc.
Watch out.
It's by far my weakest race, I think. That or Night Elf.
Seeing is believing. I see. My eyes are open. My costume. My eyes are open. Seeing is believing.
That'll be good choice, man.
Destiny awaits. Do you need my counsel?
I'm going to get flanked here, so I might need to use a town portal. I can see on the minimap.
Attack!
We're under attack.
For my ancestors. I stand to be my next big damn. Seeing is believing.
We're under attack.
My eyes are open.
Research complete.
My eyes
What do
are
you
open.
want? We're be happy to.
Do you need my counsel? What would you ask?
What you ask? Right away. Research complete. Ready to work.
Oh, we got 44 minutes, okay.
Watch out. Watch out.
Ready to work.
It is certain.
What you want? Heed we need more lumber. We're under attack. Research complete.
I see.
May my ancestors watch over me.
Seeing is believing. Of course. My eyes are open. My counsel. Vengeance for Soji. Give me my counsel. My eyes are open. You see me right away.
Bloodlust is going to help for movement speed.
We need more lumber.
Vengeance for Soji. I see. Do you need my counsel?
Work.
Going above the 50 food now, as you can see, obviously.
Destiny be my next big daddy.
We're under attack.
We are
Would like to rehotkey some things, but ain't really got that sorted right now. There we go, I'm doing some rehotKeying now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically, the computer is dead now at this point. Like, it's already lost now. So I could swap over to bats if I wanted. My heroes are just too strong now for it to deal with. It doesn't feel comfortable fighting me properly because of how strong I am, so it just keeps bouncing back and forth all the time, wasting its time. And that's how you do it. Just comes down to how quickly I can kill buildings. So I'll swap over to mass bestiaries or something.
We need more lumber. Yes.
Need more lumber than gold, really, at this stage. Didn't even use healing wards up until this point.
What do you want? Be happy to.
I make it look easy. Makes you want to play melee. Yeah. Melee's fun until you start losing. Like, I'd suggest playing melee if you're naturally talented at it. Otherwise, you're just going to have a bad time. Even me, I get destroyed in melee by a lot of players. I'm too competitive, and I get too angry if I lose. I'm a bad winner and a bad loser. It's a potent combination. As long as you're doing earthquake, like, just get in there. I would have liked to have got the gold mine, but he was faffing about so much. You can pretty much be on autopilot at this stage. The computer's just moving in, suiciding like a nutter for some reason. Don't think that's a great idea for him, really, but there you go. I could lose some peons now at this stage, just for the purpose of getting more bats to destroy. These gold mines are basically, they're just backups in case something went wrong this game. It just gives me more flexibility to fall back on future expansions and such. But I clearly don't need the gold or the lumber at this stage. So I can leave those two because they're quite efficient. These ones not so much. So just suicide them into someone's base. And the computer will kill those off. That'll give me more. Could have got upgrades a little bit quicker, really. Kill the headhunter, please. Don't really want to lose the Kodo, but anything else can die because it's just more bat riders. I don't know if raiders are quicker at killing buildings or bat riders are. I would think bat riders would be, to be honest. Like, I'm not even paying attention to my army because anything that gets killed is just more bat riders, basically. I kind of lucked out with the closest base being Orc. Yeah, you're right. That was pretty fortunate. But I did agree to all the terms and conditions that Stylo set. I made all of this fundamentally clear before we started the game, so that way people couldn't complain. I mean, the only base where it would have been... I mean, honestly, I could have beaten any base. If it was human, it would have been a bit harder because of militia having to wind them down over time, especially with the hero. Human will probably be the hardest, maybe, but even then they act kind of dippy, as you've seen in Stylo's gameplay. If you haven't seen Stylo's one, then feel free to watch that for context. Suicide more peons, really. I still need peons for lumber, though, actually. I can't cut off too many peons. Yeah, gold mines are fine. Hey. More shaman is kind of cool for bloodlust.
Oh no! We're under attack!
What's Stylo's punishment? Well, there isn't really one. I did like think about that, like, oh, what's the comeuppance? But I guess this is just to prove a point that it is doable, basically. Agreed, it isn't easy for someone that's not flexible with melee. But I mean, when was the last time I've played melee, really? Apart from the 4 versus 4 RT requests that you guys give, I don't play 1 versus 1 or light anymore. I haven't played versus computer right in ages, so it's just muscle memory for me at this point. But yeah, I am still experienced, so I do have a big advantage. But we've got 36 minutes left, so you know, I'll probably be able to destroy all of the computer bases within like the next 10 minutes. And then that leaves whatever time you've got after that. Nazgrel, you've done well. I think the most annoying thing is just constantly giving multiple shift commands.
Yes?
Still got like full mana on everything. Good. He hasn't got mana to, I don't know, that guy's got mana for sleep. Did I actually miss it? I did, didn't I? Yeah, that's okay. I wondered if I was going to do that, because I had it on range there, and then I think I changed it at just the last moment. I don't think there's much left for the computer. I was really tempted to get level 3 Farsight, but level 2 should be good enough, I suppose. As long as I remember to use these things on hotkey. You could kill off more peons as well for more food, so don't forget to do that. Tell us how you manage unit groups in the meantime. 1 for my hero, 2 for my second hero, 3 for my third hero, 4 for my sort of army, like the auto-attackers, Taurens, Berserkers, 5 for the casters, and 6 for the bats. That's basically how I've got it. If I ever do wolves, I'll normally hold down, I'll put 4, hold down control and left shift, and then click on the wolves, and then re-hotkey control 4. So 33 minutes 30. There you go. To then just re-put those into my army. So it's basically heroes, then base army, so footmen, knights, rifles, all of those kind of standard units that don't really have abilities, then casters in 5 if you need something a bit more complex. And then 6 is like miscellaneous, tanks, bat riders, gyrocopters, that kind of thing. I mean, my hotkeys change all the time because I'm not always building the same units. So it's kind of hard to explain them. It's just something I've learned over time. And you notice that I do 1, 2, and 3 for my heroes. That's because when I played Warcraft 3, I didn't know that pressing F1 brought up your first hero, or F2 brought up your second hero. I didn't learn that until a lot later, and then it was too late because my muscle memory... I've tried playing F1 and F2 for my heroes. It doesn't feel right. It feels like I've got to stretch too far for them. So I will always put my heroes on 1, 2, and 3. 7 is like barracks, 8 is altar, 9 is town hall, 0 is war mill. When we get into tier 2, you'll get things like arcane sanctums or bestiaries, spirit lodges, so those will go into 8, and then town hall will be replaced by things like Tauren totem, etc. I never really got used to putting all of my building hotkeys on the same one, like bestiary, barracks, Spirit Lodge, Tauren Totem, all on number 7 or anything, because you have to tab through. You can do that. I just never got used to doing it. I have a very specific set way of doing things, and it is what it is. So there you go. It can be done. 26 minutes, 27 there. Just got to manipulate the computer as much as possible, get an expansion, get to 50 food, get to about 2,000-ish gold, 300, 400 wood. Make sure you've got at least a few production facilities to build the units in spam. Do that. Speed scrolls, anything that allows your heroes mobility. So it would have been nice to have speed, boosts of speed, but I didn't bother to pick those up. Town portals so you can escape, but make sure that you aggro the computer as soon as you can after you've town portaled. Otherwise, they'll be quite inclined to just come to your base and destroy it. So you always want to keep the computer moving, even if it means that it puts you in a bad position and you will lose some units. You still want to do that because it keeps them away from your main base, which is if you lose your main base, you can't survive. If you lose a few units, you can still survive. There you go. Thank you very much for watching. I've unbanned myself. This is the thing. I can't ban me. I'm too good. You can't ban me. So it's like we just have to leave the bans for the backseat gamers and the troublemakers in my Twitch chat. Twitch.tv/witty and patreon.com/WTiiWarcraft. Thank you very much. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.